Drowning is the leading cause of death for children 1 to 4 years old. But the good news is it can be prevented by following these safety tips. Children need constant supervision when in or around water, bath time included. Designate a water watcher dedicated to distraction-free supervision. A life jacket in the proper size should be worn by children who can't swim. Use child-proof locks and door alarms on all doors leading to the pool area. Secure the pool area with a self-closing, self-latching gate. Keep toys and floating objects out of the pool. Pool alarms can be placed in the water for additional safety. Lastly, teach your children to swim. Check with your local recreation or aquatic center for swim lessons in your area. And check with your local fire department about CPR lessons. It could save a life. Visit largo.com/swimsafety to learn more about free water safety kits and life jackets from Largo Fire Rescue.
Heads up, Largo, your safety is our priority, and most pedestrians aren't as easy to see as Captain Play. Did you know Largo Fire Rescue responds to hundreds of vehicle versus pedestrian or bicyclist collisions each year? So when you're driving, be on the lookout for pedestrians and bicyclists. And when you see a flashing pedestrian beacon, be ready to stop. If you're a pedestrian or bicyclist, please always use the crosswalk when crossing a road. If you are at a crosswalk with a flashing beacon, push the button as soon as you arrive to tell drivers you want to cross. Once traffic has completely stopped, it's safe to cross. Captain Play, will you show us the way? The City of Largo wants you to stay safe. So remember, heads up, Largo, whether you're a motorist, pedestrian, or bicyclist. Don't let distractions limit your visibility, because wherever you're going, the goal is to arrive safely. Thanks, Captain Play, for showing us the way.
Morning. I'm doing a quick coffee chat this morning. I missed last week. I had hoped to do a coffee chat from our sister city in Japan. I was traveling with a group from the city of Largo over to Kami City over in Japan, which has been our sister city for 55 years. It was started with the Lions Club, and there were members from the Lions Club that traveled with us, as well as members from the Lions Club in Kami City, who on both sides were some of the original organizers of our sister city. Now, the Lions Club, as well as the city and the high school, are all involved in a nice sister city relationship. Typically, before COVID, we would travel to Japan every 10 years, and then 5 years later, also every 10 years, a group from Kami would come here and stay with host families. So I stayed, Jenny, my wife, and I went to Japan. We stayed with a host family in Kami, and we actually stayed with the mayor and his family, and really had a great time. I could take a whole hour on a coffee chat telling you about all the things that we did. The whole city they were very gracious hosts, and the food is amazing. The people are amazing in Japan. Kami is a relatively small city. It's about 25,000 people. It's about I think it's about 12 times the size geographically of Largo. It's like 250 square kilometers, which is quite a bit bigger than the city of Largo. Much less people. It's got a lot of mountains and trees, and a lot of forested area. So I'll be posting some pictures shortly. Really just got back in a couple days ago and still working on getting my schedule back. But it was a great trip. You'll be seeing some updates on that in the near future. I wanted to give you a quick update because I was unable. We were traveling to Hiroshima to look at the Peace Memorial Museum and Peace Memorial Park in Hiroshima, right where the atomic bomb went off, so that was a extremely touching thing as well. But I had very I had no cell service and didn't have Wi-Fi on the bus that I was sitting on, so I wasn't able to do a coffee chat last week. So let's get with today. Today we have a commission work session. Normally I do these on days that we have a regular city commission meeting, but we have a work session today. We'll be discussing two issues. First is the City Hall site and what we're going to do with the current City Hall site. The plan is to well, at least a preliminary plan is to not to have some type of something go there, either housing, maybe some type of higher density up towards Highland with lower density back towards the lake where it's closer to single family homes. We don't have much of an idea other than some desires of the commission that we've discussed, but housing is most likely what's going to happen there. If you guys are here, if you could mention, give me a question or say hi, just so I can see that there's some folks here with us this morning. I know it's kind of a different day. We're usually not here doing a coffee chat on this particular Tuesday, but I appreciate it if you say hi. But we'll be talking about the City Hall site. It is bigger than an acre and a half, so the decision will be put to the voters as far as whether or not we can sell that property to somebody. It's a great location. It's right across from the police department is going to stay there. It's right across from Highland Rec. It's not too far from Largo Central Park, and it might be a great place for some medium density or some type of housing going in there. I think it would be a good idea. We have an affordable housing problem here in Pinellas County, and Largo's doing quite a bit to try to help with that. So let's take a look here. Oh, good. We got a couple. I don't know. The comments are funky. Good morning, Sue and Michael. Good to see you. We have two. We have Susan and Sue, and then Kara. Good morning. So we'll be discussing that today, and we'll also dig deep into the capital improvement program. I'm going to put a link here because this year our capital improvement program is way more readable online. It's kind of digital first format, and so it's I've spent a lot of time in the last 3 days with this with the document, looking at the differences from the previous 5-year document, and there's some important stuff, but it's really easy to navigate. We're right at the beginning of the process. This will go in front of the commission today. We've had, well, most folks have had about a week. Of course, I was in Japan, so I wasn't able to review it when I was gone. But we've had about a week with it, and it will go to the Finance Advisory Board, who's also had it for a week on April 22nd. And then it'll come back to the City Commission on May 14th at a work session, and then hopefully for final approval with any changes on May 22nd, which is a regular City Commission meeting. So please take a look at that. I'll put a link here. It's easy to just kind of glance through to see where we are, where we're spending money on capital improvements through the city. I'll tell you, a lot of it isn't super fun stuff. It's roadways and sidewalks and stuff that the backbone of our community, and then things like public safety vehicles are largely paid with that through the capital improvement program, and the local option sales tax money. So please take a look at that. I'll put a link on here. Last meeting, as I said, I was out of town at the last meeting, but it was a relatively short meeting. Oh yeah, thank you, Michael. I'm really, like I said, the capital improvement program is so much more readable than it has been in the past, and mostly because most of the time it's a big document. So most folks have been reading it in the digital format, yet it was produced in the paper format. So that makes it a little bit clunky. Now with the new digital first format, it really is a lot easier to read through. Good morning, Ginny. Oh, and Maya, good morning. And I will, next time I see you, Maya, I'm going to tell you all about Japan. the other thing that was one of the other things that was discussed last meeting was the upcoming election. As you probably know, there are a couple seats up for election, and the mayor's seat is up for election in November. The qualifying period will be July 18th through August 1st. There are, I forget the numbers. I guess it's probably seat 3 and 4, and the mayor's seat, which are up for re-election. There have been a couple people that have filed for Commissioner Gerard's seat. Commissioner Gerard has not filed. He says he's not going to run for re-election, and there are two candidates that filed for that seat, and I filed to run for re-election as mayor. So other than that, there hasn't been anybody file, and I'll let you know when I hear something. The cost of the election, this is an important thing because years ago now we switched to 4-year terms and November elections. So the election always falls during either a national or a statewide election. So it saves us a lot of money on those election cycles. The election estimate is about $7,000 this year. In contrast, for a spring election in our city, it would cost probably around $100,000 at this point, just because of the cost of mailing and because we're not just putting another question or another couple questions on an existing election ballot. So it saves a lot of money being both in November. We also get much better voter turnout, and there's a lot of good things about being on that November. Mostly economical. We save a lot of money. And good voter turnout's great too. So again, qualifying is in July 18th through August 1st. There's more information on the website. Diane's done a really nice job of getting the information as far as what you would need to do to qualify, how candidates are qualified, and the requirements for candidacy. Let me see. The Central Park Drive is going to be closed April 19th through the 28th. For a mural project. It's sponsored through Creative Pinellas. I think I'll have to correct that if I was wrong. But it's a really great artist, Emily Taman. We had a committee of folks, including a couple muralists that volunteered to be on the committee, some staff. I was on the committee, and we chose there was a couple dozen really, really talented artists. It was a tough decision, but we were all happy with our first and second choice, and the first choice agreed to do the mural. So she'll be painting a mural. It's where the existing mural is. It's kind of worn away. It's been there for a little over 6 years now. So that will close the road between the library and the Central Park Performing Arts Center from April 19th through the 28th. So to access the library, you'll have to come from the south, from 8th Avenue. The only access to the library is either walking or biking, but in a car, you'll only be able to access that parking lot from 8th Avenue for that 9 days. It could be a little bit earlier, but the projected timeline is 9 days. Now, if you're going to Largo Central Park, you can come from either side because there's parking on either side of that crosswalk. If you're going to the feed store, the library, or you want to park on that lot by the feed store on the south of the playground, you'll have to come from 8th Avenue. Mayor's Golf Tournament is coming up on May 4th. May the 4th be with you. It's a Star Trek theme, but it's a little bit different format. We're going to have 2 tee times this year. We've been at capacity every year for several, so we decided to have 2 tee times, one at 8:30 in the morning, and then another one at 2:30. The 8:30 one is for our sponsors and their guests, and then the 2:30 is more for the general public. There'll be a little bit of both in each, I think. But all of the money raised at that golf tournament helps goes to the Summer Camp Youth Scholarship Program. So it helps kids go to summer camp. And that program really helps a lot of kids who can't afford, let me see, I gotta go back to questions here. Good morning, Brian. I'm not sure why it's not scrolling this morning. But all the money helps to help kids go to summer camp that wouldn't otherwise be able to. This Saturday at 9 to noon is Shred Fest over at the Recycling Center. And that is from 9 o'clock till noon, or when the trucks are full. So we have had some times that the trucks have filled up a little bit before noon. Most of the time they make it to noon, but 9 to noon over at the Recycling Center this Saturday, Shred Fest. Arbor Day is this month, and we'll be doing a tree giveaway over at McGow Park on April 27th. That's 9 to 1. Again, I think that's dependent on how quickly we run out of trees, but the scheduled time is from 9 until 1 at McGow Park on April 27th. We do have some live music at Ulmer Park, our summer concert, or our concert series. Actually, the concert series, Largo Live, is what's at Ulmer Park on this Friday. It's in the evening. I think it's at 7 o'clock, but the time online, I got to get that fixed, wasn't correct. So it's in the evening at Ulmer Park in downtown. I'll put a link to that as well. I'm going to look at some questions here, some comments. Let me see. Lower rent caps on all rental property, including mobile home property. I'm not sure what the 159. I'll have to look into what you're asking for, Miss Good. Good morning, Cindy. So, I should. There's a problem with my coffee chat this morning. I don't have my coffee, so. There's a question about mural on City Hall. If I can get back to it. So Brian, yeah, thanks for asking. We do have included in the cost of the City Hall a couple murals. There will be a large mural on the east side of the parking garage, kind of facing the courtyard between the Horizon building and the parking garage. It'll be a big mural painted by the Vitale brothers, who are pretty famous muralists here in the Tampa Bay area, out of St. Petersburg. So we're excited about that. They're also going to be doing a south-facing mural that's going to be narrower on the parking garage. It's I think it's about 12 foot wide by the height of the parking garage on the southwest corner that's facing West Bay. There's going to be a mural there that kind of goes with the one on the other side of the parking garage, and then they're gonna do some color painting on the outside of the parking structure facing west that matches the mural as well. So there are going to be some really cool murals. There's also something going inside that is going to be done by the Vitale brothers as well. So we're excited about it. I think that they are too, because they've got a couple murals here in Largo, but they're looking for some more really nice signature murals relatively close to the trail between St. Petersburg and North and Dunedin, where there's a couple that they have. So they want they're really excited that they're doing a couple here in Largo. Let me see. We hit Shred Fest. Go get a tree at McGow. There'll be Florida native trees, before you ask. And let me see. Station 39 groundbreaking. For those of you that don't know, we're building a new Station 39 in cooperation with the county, because I think about 40% of that fire district is outside of the city of Largo. It's mostly an unincorporated county. And we're building a new station really close to the old station. The groundbreaking is Tuesday, April 16th. It's on Wilcox, just off of Ulmerton, right at the curve there. A little bit, I don't even know what direction that would be. I think it's a little bit east of, it'd be east, a little bit east of Southwest Rec on the other side of the road. So that's April 16th at 10 a.m. next Tuesday for a groundbreaking there. the nice thing about building it close to where the old station was, but not on the same site, is we're able to continue normal operations at the old site while building the new station. When you're building a new station where there's an existing station, it really is problematic and costly because you have to find a new home for a temporary time. So that's what I have for today's update. I will let me see. I got another question. Well, I will tell you, Michael, just the process for selecting the muralist was really good, and while it was, I think it was managed by Creative Pinellas, it was independent somewhat of that because it had two muralist artists, it had myself and other staff, and we really, as well as engineering folks, because it is, frankly, it's a crosswalk, so there's some things that we have to kind of incorporate for safety. So I think everybody will be happy with the mural. It is art, so not everybody will be happy. So I guess I overstated that, but I think folks will be happy. It'll be a nice addition to Largo Central Park, and I'm excited for it. But I haven't seen the final design, but I know the artist is excellent and has done some really good mural projects in the area, on street type projects, as well as like wall murals and stuff. So we're excited for that. If you guys have any more questions, please post them here. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if I don't have the answer right away, I'll get it. And we will have a live coffee chat a week from today, next Tuesday at 8:30 over at the golf course. So hope you can join me then. I am going to probably move a couple around in the city, so golf course is a little far southwest, so we've got some requests to move out to the east for a one or two. So I'm going to probably talk to Danny Lehan over at the new Village Inn on Roosevelt to see if he can host us one or 2 months in the near future. So I hope to see you all soon, and thank you for joining me this morning.
Hello, I'm Megan, and I'm so glad you're here. It's a beautiful day in Largo, where the city has been committed to building the community of choice in Tampa Bay by focusing on sustainability, public health and safety, and community pride. There's been a lot to see in 2023, and today I want to give you just a glimpse of what's being done to build the community and what's on the horizon. Let's start with what Largo's doing to address one of Pinellas County's greatest needs, which is housing and its impact on building a sustainable community. I'm at First Avenue Northeast, where, as you can see, a new home is under construction. In addition to representing the hope of home ownership for a first-time home buyer, this home is also a story of collaboration and community partnerships.
So Largo is addressing the need for more affordable housing by modifying development codes and partnering with developers and nonprofits. So we are working with a nonprofit, it's Suncoast Housing Connections, and they actually are building it as their own home. So that way the homeowner, when they move in, the utility costs will not be as high.
Adding on all of the sustainability, the solar, the extra insulation, the on-demand hot water heater, and other things like that, we're able to eliminate, for the most part, all of the utility costs for the home buyer.
Largo is also working with developers and teaming up with other community partners as well.
Grand Oaks is a new apartment complex on Clearwater Largo Road with mixed housing for affordable and market rate units. We also have a partnership with Catholic Charities, where a new home was just built for a family exiting homelessness. Seminole Square is another partnership with Pinellas County Housing Authority, City of Largo, and private investors.
Suncoast Housing Connections hopes the home will be ready for its first owner by fall of 23. Now, other investments in Largo's commitment to sustainability and resilience this year include increasing Largo's fleet of electric vehicles, modernizing operational software, and expanding the Largo Public Library's home delivery service. Another area that Largo has been making strides is pursuing financial sustainability and public safety by seeking grant funding to accomplish key projects. Now I'm at the Largo Police Department, where officers are now equipped with body-worn video cameras, thanks in part to a federal appropriation grant that is sharing the cost of this potentially life-saving technology.
Body-worn cameras are standard equipment for police in 2023. This project really was a major step forward for Largo PD. We were able to secure a competitive federal grant as well as a federal earmark. It allowed us to accomplish the project sooner, allowed us to buy more cameras up front, and allowed us to implement the project a little bit faster.
Body-worn cameras have been beneficial to officers to help us document the environments that we go into and the conditions that we encounter residents in.
In addition to the police body cameras competitive grant and federal earmark, the city has also secured federal funding for the Largo Public Library solar project and state funding towards a new restroom facility at Largo Central Park.
Largo is also pursuing additional earmark and grant funding opportunities.
Pending grant applications for other important projects include the replacement of the McGowan Nature Park boardwalk, the relocation and elevation of 3 wastewater lift stations, installation of electric vehicle charging stations at all public city facilities, and new equipment for Largo Fire Rescue.
Another investment this year in public safety includes increased staffing at Station 41, which has provided a dedicated medic unit to administer advanced life support by a non-transport capable unit. Largo also takes great community pride in its parks, green spaces, and natural ecosystem. Largo's network of over 50 ponds helps preserve the environment and protect our local waterways. Many investments have also been made this year in Largo's stormwater infrastructure.
All the sedimentation, toxins, things that go over impervious surfaces into our stormwater system will end up in a pond. The pond will then allow for the sedimentation to drop to the bottom of the pond, filter out some of the impurities, make that water a little cleaner, and then at some point send it back into the system downstream.
A few notable investments into a more proactive streets and stormwater system include a pavement preservation program and interactive map to assist with pavement planning.
With a better structure of identifying issues, Largo will be better equipped to maintain our stormwater system. This will ensure that our waterways are maintained and we're doing our part to not only protect our citizens, but also the environment, to ensure that our ponds and our channels are as clean as they can be, as visually appealing as they can be.
So as you can see, it's been an eventful 2023, and in some ways, Largo's just getting started. Budget priorities in 2024 include investments in serving those experiencing homelessness and continuing to focus on team members who build the community of choice. Largo also has its sights set on a vibrant downtown. Several new downtown additions are in the works right now, including a mixed-use project in the development review process called The Station, the Skyview Townhomes, which are currently under construction, and Horizon West Bay, Largo's new downtown City Hall complex. This unique mixed-use project will be LEED certified, add a parking garage to downtown, and host 18,000 square feet of retail space to attract destination restaurants, nightlife, and local retail to Largo's downtown district. So stay connected to the future of downtown Largo and Horizon West Bay at downtownlargo.com. And you can stay connected to the future of Largo's budget and get involved in the process by visiting largo.com/budget.